Welcome to Mechanic Diesel 36th week part 1. Marine engine. Marine automobile engines are type of automobile petrol or diesel engines that have been specifically modified for use in the marine environment as shown in figure. Double acting engine. A double acting cylinder is a cylinder in which the working fluid acts alternately on both sides of the piston. In order to connect the piston in a double acting cylinder to an external mechanism such as a crankshaft, a hole must be provided in one end of the cylinder for the piston rod, and this is fitted with a gland or stuffing box to prevent escape of the working fluid. Opposed piston engine. Opposed piston engine is a type of diesel engine which has two pistons working in the same cylinder. Technically, opposed piston engine is just a variation in the design of conventional engine. Each of the cylinders of the engine has two pistons, one at each end. The main advantage of opposed piston arrangement over others is that they have a higher power to weight ratio. Advantage: better power to weight ratio. The main advantage of opposed piston engine is that unlike conventional engines, where the stresses generated due to firing loads are transferred from the cylinder to the bed plates of the engine, no stresses are transferred and thus it has an excellent power to weight ratio. Marine and stationary engine starting system. The purpose of the starting system is to provide the torque needed to achieve the necessary minimum cranking speed. Electric starter motor. An electric starter motor takes stored electrical energy from battery and convert into torque at the starter piston gear. Gear reduction starter motor. In this starter motor, components commutator, brushes, brush holder, field coils, pole shoes, desolder are the same as direct drive starter. Air starting system. Different engine applications could call for an alternative starting system to the electrical starting system. The environment the machine is working in could be flammable and require a spark proof machine, or the cost of replacing batteries in extremely cold environments is seen to be excessive. Hydraulic starting system. Another non-electric starting system is one that uses hydraulic fluid to rotate a hydraulic starter motor. The motor will then rotate a drive gear in the same manner as typical electric starters. Hydraulic start system have an accumulator that keep hydraulic fluid stored under pressure until needed. Auxiliary engine automation system. The sensors and indicators are installed on engine properly and connected to the power system panel for control and monitoring. The engine responds to the control signals via pneumatic and electronic mechanism of the engine. The basic function of the engine automation system are as follows: engine starting system, engine stop system, engine speed control system, engine safety system. Purpose of fuel rack limiter. During starting period, the turbocharger is out of normal operation and therefore diesel engine is always in incomplete combustion due to lack of air, which results in heavy smoke. The fuel rack limiter is used to avoid excessive fuel injected into cylinder during starting period to avoid heavy smoke. During starting period, the engine automation system activates starting solenoid valve to supply compressed air to push the fuel rack limiter position. A fuel rack limiter valve supplies air to a pneumatic cylinder or fuel rack limiter. The limiting position is set to about 50% load normally. The limiting position can be adjusted by guide when loosening locking screw. Auxiliary engine starting system. In air motor starting system, the engine is started by a starting air motor which is operated by compressed air. Figure below shows the compressed air system for starting, stopping and fuel limiting for auxiliary engines on ships. Purpose of fuel rack limiter. During starting period, the turbocharger is out of normal operation and therefore diesel engine is always in the incomplete combustion due to lack of air, which results in heavy smoke. The fuel rack limiter is used to avoid excessive fuel injected into cylinder during starting period to avoid heavy smoke. Thank you. We will be continuing in part 2.